A pool company owner who has angered clients from Decatur to North Fulton has been arrested, and now he is fending off lawsuits. All of this connected to his failing pool business. Fox 5 team's Dana Fowle has been following this developing story for a while, and this is a new turn in the case.
This is certainly a big development. Yeah. I mean, homeowners have been peppering police departments metro-wide with complaints about Aqua Blue Pools and its owner, Rick McDermott. And many of the stories are similar. They've paid hefty amounts of money for pools left unfinished. But too often, what they're hearing from these police departments are, these cases are civil, they're not really criminal. That was until May 12th, when one homeowner heard from police, yeah, this is a theft. Hi, I'm Dana. I'm with Fox 5 News.
Pool man Rick McDermott says his business is going under.
I'm in the process of filing bankruptcy.
But he's still swimming in trouble with his now shuttered Aqua Blue Pools company.
It's not a good position.
The Fox 5 team caught up to him after we met with multiple clients who accused him of taking large amounts of money but never finishing their backyard pools.
He took $80,000 of our money.
We met him May 2nd to talk about the group's allegations. He told us his business just couldn't survive the pandemic and its economic pressures.
No, it's an unfortunate situation, just ran out of money.
Nothing more.
As far as I've been told, there should be no criminal activity whatsoever.
Well, 10 days after we chatted with him, a warrant was issued for his arrest. Richard J. McDermott was charged with conversion of payments for real property improvements. According to the arrest warrant, Mr. McDermott received $12,000 from a client for finishing touches on a pool project, but used that money instead to, quote, fund other projects. Texts between McDermott and the client read, "Your money went into the Aqua Blue account and went to jobs." If that's true, it's against the law.
And I was panicking.
Tough Yen is another unhappy client. His $70,000 contract with Aqua Blue Pools goes back to November 2020. He wanted it ready for visiting family the following summer. That would be 7 months out.
That was the fantasy at the time that I had.
But reality was different. According to his lawsuit, Mr. Yen filed against Mr. McDermott for fraud, misrepresentation, and deceit. Between signing the contract in 2020 and working on this beautiful mock-up, it took 2 years, and Yen had to bring in yet another company to actually finish the job.
I think that totals about $30,000 to $35,000.
Look at this timeline from the lawsuit. The contract was signed November 2020. The dig didn't start until August 2021. But fast forward 6 months, February 2022. That pool, according to the lawsuit, still was not completed. And now pressure was building on Tough Yen because he wanted to put his home on the market in the spring of that year. Rates were low, asking prices high. But that didn't happen. By May 2022, his lawsuit says that Rick McDermott just stopped showing up.
I scrambled to find another contract to come in, which takes another 2 months to get this thing done.
Tough Yen is a different situation altogether.
Rick McDermott said his pandemic-related business woes had nothing to do with this soured deal.
That was a dispute between me and him outside of all this.
Tough Yen is suing for $106,000. In a legal response, McDermott denies most of the allegations and the bankruptcy. Well, the Fox 5 I-team has reached out to his attorney on several occasions to find out when this will be filed. But Mr. McDermott's attorney has not yet returned our calls.
I'm always very empathetic of people who does, hard work, labor work, but when there's a patent lying going on and twisting the facts, that insults my intelligence of being kind to someone.
The Yens had to make weekly regular trips back to the old house to keep an eye on the pool situation. They even set up cameras and an alarm system. They were afraid children from the neighborhood might wander in to check out the construction. They had to pay 2 mortgages for months because they couldn't sell the old house until the pool was finished.
You're not going anywhere.
I'm not going anywhere. I don't think that he should do this to other people.
Mr. McDermott may be shutting down his business, but according to state records, it's actually been administratively dissolved for nearly 6 years now.
Okay, so what happens then to all of those people that you told us about just a few weeks ago who, you know, they've filed complaints with their local police? What's going on?
Well, they're in a holding pattern, and they've got this Facebook page where they all exchange ideas and they talk about their options as a group. Many of them said they'll likely individually sue, but they're hoping something can be done collectively. You know, we'll see. I don't know if that's a possibility or not, but we will see.
Wow, what a bind to be in for any of them.
Oh my gosh,
right? Like,
some of these, I mean, some of the folks, I mean, all of them have had to pay more to get their pools finished, all of the folks we have spoken to. But not everybody can afford that.
Sure.
And there is one family in particular that they are really stuck, and they have a giant cement pond in the backyard, and it's heartbreaking, actually.
It's a sad deal.
Yeah.
I know you'll be following this.
Yes, we are. We're
going
to continue to follow this story.
All right, Dana, thanks so much.